All right, good morning. It's Firearms Friday, and we have a guest. We have my man Cameron is back.
Yeah,
How you
and
doing,
front,
sunshine?
man. Wyatt, I am rolling. I don't know that I'm ever going to say anything else when you ask me that question.
That's fair. That works out. So it is Firearms Friday, and uh, I tried to do a little something this morning, but our buddy across the pond there is apparently actually busy doing some stuff. So I think we can just dive right in, and because we've missed you, sugar, I'm a throw it to you to read the first one.
Oh, here we go.
It might get a little touch and go here for a second because they have changed the format here, so I got to figure out a way. Okay, there you go. You should be able to read that, okay, right?
Yeah, I could read it. You could just send it to me in a separate chat, but that's fine. This is all fine. Um, so let's do this. DGU time, baby. Would-be victims of two separate crimes fight back, shoot suspects. Police say they're seeing spike in cases like this.
No shit.
Would-be victims of two separate crimes Thursday morning reacted in a way that one San Antonio police sergeant said he'd been seeing more often lately. In both cases, police say those victims used a gun to stop a crime, shooting and wounding the suspects. It does seem there is a spike in these types of activities, said Sergeant Andrew Valet. I'm going with Valet. As
Valle,
he, you know what? Yeah, Valle.
San
because it's
Antonio,
yeah
Valle.
because it's Texas. Yeah, as he investigated the second shooting of the morning. In that case, Valle said a man who lives in an apartment in the 8700 block of Marbuck told officers he used a gun to stop an intruder. The man said the stranger tried to force his way into his home after 7:30 a.m.
And that certainly is what a gun is for. You're not exactly making fucking toast with it.
An alleged intruder was shot on Thursday, April 25th, 2024, at an apartment complex in the 8700 block of Barbuck Road on the west side. Oh, see, that's the picture caption. And he told that person,
There's the picture. There you go.
right. And he told that person, "What are you doing? You don't live here." The person said, "No, I do," Valle said, explaining the scenario. Valle said the man who was shot was taken to the hospital for treatment of non-life threatening gunshot wound in his stomach.
Okay,
Valle,
let me clarify something for you real quick. There is no such thing as a non-life threatening gut wound.
yeah, that is modern medicine at its best. Um, oh,
uh,
you did it.
I did. Why? Why? It's doing everything incorrectly now.
You know what? That's fine. If you're gonna have me read another one, just drop it in our chat, and I'll pull it up and read it separately. I think we got far enough into that. So if we were doing awards or badges or whatever, this would definitely get a "Don't Mess with Texas" badge.
No shit.
Because I mean, again, Dankula came to America a few years ago to go do his grand tour, and he joked that it was um, something along the lines of to go see the Christ and meme lord himself, Alex Jones, like it was his version of Mecca.
Right.
And of course, he spent quite a bit of time in Texas and walked into a gas station to buy a pack of cigarettes, and the clerk was armed. The guy in line in front of him was armed. The guy in line behind him was armed. Everybody was carrying big old hog leg revolvers. And one of his friends back in Europe was like, "Oh my God, how did you feel safe?" And he was like, "Are you kidding? That was the safest gas station in Texas to be in at that point in time. Nobody was going to cause a problem there because everybody had big giant wheel guns on their hip. It would have been a terrible mistake to cause a problem in that gas station in Texas."
Yeah, if you rob a gas station, if you try to rob a gas station, even if you bring your own gun, uh, and there are 3 armed men in there, you might get one of them, but you're not
Might.
getting out.
Yeah, you're not getting all three of them. Like that's a whole lot of 400 grain lead coming right back your way. And yeah, that's blow you in half caliber ammunition right there, buddy. That's I hit your arm, the arm's coming off. Um, so so yeah, um, obviously this is a good thing.
Yeah,
Defend yourself, defend your
and
property.
to be clear, the spike in crime is not a good thing. It's the predictable, obvious, and oft repeated result of electing Democrats. But that Americans are correctly assessing and remedying the problems caused by the election of communists. And I should use scare quotes when I say election. That is heartwarming.
And it's fortified elections. You don't need scare quotes. You just it's fortified elections.
Yes,
Because
fortified by a shadowy cabal.
right, exactly. No, the 80-year-old man got 80 million votes. Nothing to see here. Every single system in our country is vulnerable. Everyone, even the 2016 election was vulnerable. But that one thing, that 2020 election, nah, perfect. Not even the tiniest hint, not even the slightest kiss of anything could have possibly have gone wrong there, and most especially not in like Pennsylvania or Arizona. No, 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 no.
You're tracking that the whole thing with Trump's trial in New York. It's a misdemeanor if it was a crime at all, and the FEC and the IRS have both said it wasn't a crime. But the prosecutor said not only did he commit the misdemeanor that everybody else says he obviously didn't commit, but it's a felony, not a misdemeanor. And it's a felony because it was done in the furtherance of covering up another crime. And then he never said what the crime was. And now the trial's begun.
The
Are you
trial's
tracking?
begun, and there's no cameras allowed in the courtroom.
Right.
We just have to
Are,
trust
are
that
you
everybody
tracking?
is.
Are you tracking on what the alleged underlying crime that Trump is alleged to have been attempting to cover up is?
Yeah, hush money, which actually
No,
isn't a crime.
no, 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 no. The underlying crime that makes the cover up a felony is that Donald Trump, by doing what normal campaigns do, which is to pay for people to be quiet, was interfering in the 2016 election. That is the allegation. That what he did in 2016 was interference.
Well, Chris, man, the FBI didn't pay Twitter to suppress the Hunter laptop story. They scared the shit out of
They
Twitter
extorted them, correct.
to suppress the Hunter laptop story. So let's see. Don't mess with Texas badge. You could get a fill up and a whoa. Spells do work, Chris. That's the. I don't know what's more entertaining, those bots or the porn bots, but
Is this a bot or is this a nut? Let's. You know what? I'm going to read it. Let's have some fun. I'm here to let you all know that spells do work. I lost my job as a real estate agent. I started losing everything, one after the other. I became homeless. I tried all I could, all to no avail. I started living in my car until my friend told me about a spiritual wizard I contacted and helped me. Now I'm recovering from that bondage. I got employed, backed by my ex working places. I don't know how I can thank you, but tell people about you, Wicked Zara Temple 1. Okay, you know what? I was expecting that to be entertaining and funny and to drag some jokes out of it. That's fucking weird.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do with that one. So have a nice day. But I will congratulate you. You are not sufficient to suffer the ban hammer because I don't see you trying to actually sell me anything there. Just move along. So let's do the next story. No. Okay,
Live.
Albuquerque Journal, you just got fired. Okay, police. Nashville homeowner shoots burglar in self-defense. Police said a burglary suspect was shot in self-defense by the homeowner in the Trinity Hills area on Saturday morning. That's tomorrow. Anton Cosby, 32, is accused of breaking into the home of Shreve Lane just before 6 a.m. Saturday. Okay, the home on Shreve Lane. I was about to crack a joke. I was like, is that the homeowner or the address? But the victim and his family woke up to the sound of banging on the front door and windows. The homeowner retrieved his firearm and gave Cosby repeated commands to leave. He told Cosby he would fire his weapon, according to police. Cosby then allegedly broke the kitchen window. Yep, that's the moment. That's the time right there. You've been told to leave. You've been told to leave. Oh, broke the window. Sorry, buddy. I got a loud noise for you too. Cosby then allegedly broke the kitchen window and began to climb through when the homeowner shot him once in the arm. Police said Cosby dropped his revolver near the kitchen sink and ran away. Officers say they found him nearby. When they attempted to render aid, Cosby became combative. He was transported to Skyline Medical Center for treatment of his non-critical gunshot wound. According to police, the district attorney's office has determined the victim was acting in self-defense and is not expected to face charges for the shooting. Non-critical gunshot wound. Oh,
I don't
that's
know that,
unfortunate.
and we might have to revisit the scoring system, because if you got somebody trying to climb through your window and you score a hit, like that's a pretty darn good shoot. And when you go to the range, you practice on silhouettes that are, it's real
Yeah.
easy to like, you're not practicing on somebody that's like turned sideways. And if you saw the last paragraph there, he was intoxicated.
I'm building my own private rifle range pretty soon. Maybe I need to figure out a way to build a dummy for target practice that waves his arms and dances back and forth.
To hire one of those blow machines where they're like,
Wacky waving extendable arms man. Wacky waving extendable arms man.
so yeah, so down there at the bottom, the intoxicated while in possession of a firearm and possession of a firearm during a criminal offense. And this is out of Nashville. So these are likely state charges. So I'm actually going to bring just a bit of criticism into this. Obviously, it's good that the homeowner is not going to face any charges. I mean, everything about this was as clean of a clean shoot as you can get. Like, you were verbally warned, you broke the window, and as I understand the timeline of events, even after you broke the window, you still didn't get shot. You got shot once you started to come through the window. I mean, that's clean as clean gets. However, I've got a problem with the possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. Like, I realize this is a tough thing for some people to understand, especially since so much of our criminal justice system is built around things like motivation and aggravating factors and so forth. But the fact that we've accepted a firearm as an aggravating factor just needs to stop. Like, it's no less of a burglary. It's no less of a threat to your property or your safety or your life, whether or not that guy's actually got a gun. You don't know that the criminal does or does not have a gun. You just know that the criminal has busted a window and is now climbing through the window. All those other things that you would think about or whatever, just shouldn't be an issue. And it seems like this guy was high as balls and made some pretty poor life decisions, given the fact that he was also charged with possessing a firearm while intoxicated. Um, that, I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Like any time that, well, you had a gun while you committed the crime. No, no, stop accepting that narrative. That's the narrative that leads to reasonable compromises where a guy like Donald Trump is going to ban bump stocks as an olive branch to the Democrats and have everything blow up in your face. It's the same mentality. Either the Second Amendment is as absolute as the First and the Fourth and the Fifth, or it's not. And besides, the guy's already being charged with felony burglary. I promise he's going to prison.
And okay, so I, I want to quibble with something you just said about how the Second Amendment should be as absolute as the First and the Fourth, etc. Um, to be very clear, the language in the Constitution is extremely clear. The First Amendment says the Congress shall make no law. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. The Second Amendment, on the plain language of the Constitution, the Second Amendment is more absolute than the first.
But thanks. Cameron, you're right, but let me correct you anyway.
Well, this is an important one. The First Amendment says that the federal government cannot impede your speech, your religion, etc. In theory, a state could establish an official church of the state, an individual state. An individual state could ban the use of the F word, for example. In theory.
In theory.
This is not, however, true of the Second Amendment. No law which even references firearms is tolerable under the Constitution in any context.
Yeah, the Banhammer said it in the comments. All gun laws are unconstitutional. Full stop.
Yep.
Oh, see, and you brought it up. It's like,
yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm learning to navigate this studio system that is not my usual piece, and I kind of like this. When we're doing it through the OBS, all the comments pop up, but they pop up a little slow. When we're doing it this way, I can add comments to the screen like this, and that's pretty good.
Well, see, what I'm talking about though is more of
wait. Danny.
Oh yes, yeah. Danny's in the chat. Guys, come hang out in our chat. We have pretty ladies in our chat. I'm not real sure what that'll do for you, but we've got them. So.
Well, this one's spoken for.
But fair, and it's good at being sarcastic. So, no, but what I'm talking about is the mentality associated with it. Gun culture already includes a high degree of responsibility and agency, and guys like you and I who learned to shoot while we were still in single digits, who had fathers that from day one, like literally taught us things like trigger discipline and stuff like that. There's no such thing as an accidental discharge. There's only a negligent discharge, for example. As soon as we accept the premise that a bad thing is more bad is because a gun was involved, feeds the narrative of the left. This is one of those where there's a snuck premise baked into the cake here. And so fuck that. Like, get rid of it. Absolutely. Like, we joke about like we need to repeal the NFA, but it's not really a joke. The NFA is terrible legislation. Terrible legislation, all passed on the backs of mafials. On think of the women, think of the children. Um, at what point, the Second Amendment exists because you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And
Well,
I'm thinking of the women and I'm thinking of the children, because please believe, if I'm at the mall with my wife and kids and suddenly there's an active shooter, Daddy's got work to do. And it's work I'm happy to do if it needs to be done.
hey, I set this up on purpose, by the way. Look, this one's empty, but it's cool because this one's not.
Is that one of mine?
Your wife gave it
Did you
to
steal
me.
my coffee cup?
I didn't steal it. Your wife gave it to me. You can verify with her.
It is my coffee cup, son of a bitch.
I swear to God, she gave it to me. And I chose that one specifically just because I knew you'd recognize it.
It was one of my favorites.
But yeah, all gun control is unconstitutional, and frankly, all gun control is racist. You ever want to hit back at the guys that are like, oh, systemic racism in the country? You know what? Cool, I agree. Repeal all gun laws.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. All of them. Every single one without exception.
Yeah.
But Chris, what if somebody murders somebody murder's illegal? It's already a crime. It doesn't become more crimey if you do it with a gun rather than, I don't know, duct tape and propane tank.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, not the one you want.
I mean, you could do a lot with a super soaker and some gasoline and a $1 lighter from any gas station. You could do a lot.
I want you to take a moment and look at what's going on in the chat. People are just shouting their names at each other as a greeting and a good morning. They don't even care about us. They're just enjoying one another's company.
Yeah, you guys keep running your mouths. We're all going to talk to each other because we're more interesting.
Sergeant Major says public executions and limited appeals. And, buddy, I'm here for it. I'm a big supporter of the toaster and a bedsheet theory, because a firing squad has to be cleaned and reloaded. The chair requires energy, electricity that costs money. Toaster to bed sheet, you don't have to clean it, you don't have to reload it, you don't have to swab the injection site, and the more you use it, the more effective it becomes.
Yeah, every now and then you should probably wash the bed sheet, though.
Nope. The more you use it, the more effective it becomes.
It'd have to start to stink after a while.
The more you use it, the more effective it becomes. It's a weapon that levels up with use. Eventually, it gets to add a plus poison damage buff. It gets an enchantment status, causes gangrene.
Split your skull open. I don't think gangrene is in any way.
There's no kill like overkill, baby.
That was a fantastic multi-layered reference that I don't think anybody in our chat got. How many of you guys have played Borderlands and know the glory of Salvador the Gunzerker? Because, guys, let me tell you, if you ever want to have fun, you just got to understand something. There's 6 characters you can play in Borderlands. 5 of them you build and play. Salvador you build and unleash.
Yes. Yeah. When you play Salvador, you employ his special power, gunzerking, and you just kind of hold on to the mouse and keyboard. Ah! Now, in fairness, Krieg is kind of like that too.
Yeah, but Krieg beats people to death. So Bear fight
Okay.
bear. Look, so we're coming here to the end, and
Yeah, but because you brought it up, let me ask you this. Uh, have you seen the trailer for the Borderlands movie?
yes, of course.
I'm I'm less hopeful than I'd like to be about it, but frankly, after what we just saw from the Fallout series, I, I, I'm gonna see it.
I'm
And I
gonna
mean,
see it.
Kevin
I
Hart
look,
always makes me laugh.
yeah, but Kevin Hart's not Roland. Sorry,
No, he is not, but he's gonna
no.
try it.
Yeah, he's gonna try it, but no. Roland, uh, whatever. Kevin Hart's. Your point about Fallout being better than expected is well taken. Um, but no. As soon as they announced the cast list, I was like, Jack Black is Claptrap. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Kevin Hart is Roland. Oh no, that's a negative on the flyby Maverick. The pattern is full. Like it's. Oh.
yeah. Roland is not a comedic character. They should have
Roland is a
gotten.
comedic character, but the thing that makes Roland comedic is that he's not comedic. He is so straight in a
Right, he's
world
the
that is
ultimate straight
so.
man. Exactly. He should have been played by Terry Crews.
Terry Crews would have been good. Denzel Washington would have been good. Samuel L. Jackson might be a little too old for it now, but Samuel L. Jackson would have been good.
Actually, no. I think Sam would have been spot on because part of Roland's character is that he's an old veteran.
Yeah, but bro, Samuel L. Jackson is old.
He is.
Like, but look, just to actually bring it back around to something firearms
Yeah,
related.
because it's about time to hit the safety brief and get on the road.
Just to put a button on what I was saying. I think Jeffrey Epstein was a piece of shit who might have been a CIA asset, but that's a whole can of worms.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with probably there.
However, Jeffrey Epstein had the right to not commit suicide in his cell before his trial.
To be suicided.
Yeah, like seriously, he had the right to not receive an Arkansas necktie before his trial. And if you don't understand that that's how rights work, you need to philosophically understand the concept of natural rights. The Constitution doesn't give us our rights. The Constitution defines our rights in the best language that we have available. The Constitution is not an infallible document. It's just the best approximation that we have to spell out what our natural rights are. And look, it is what it is. Oh, well, there are some crimes that are so bad. Well, you should just never have a gun again. And that's how it starts. That's why we talk about things like red flag laws. The left is willing to be patient. The left pushed for universal health care for almost a century. When Ted Kennedy ran for president in 1980, he made it one of his central planks and obviously did not become president. But he never stopped working on it. And then when he had the chance to help Barack Obama pass the Affordable Care Act, he took it. He knew that the ACA was the next step in the process to move us closer toward affordable health care, toward universal health care.
Yeah, because
And
the Affordable Care Act has proved to be the opposite of that.
oh yeah, absolutely. And it is the same thing with all your other rights. The left is willing to start with, well, I mean, do you really want violent felons to have guns? Well, guys, I hate to break it to you, but they kind of already do. You know, like that law didn't work. Hey, do you know anybody that smoked pot recently? You know, that's still illegal at the federal level. Just Just saying.
Even if your state has decriminalized it. And in complete contravention and ignorance of the Constitution.
So just saying. So if your right to life disappears just because you're a piece of shit, all your other rights don't exist.
Correct.
So repeal all gun laws are unconstitutional, all gun laws are racist.
And that's your safety brief.
Wow,
Keep calm
thanks.
and carry one. Well done.
Preferably with one in the chamber.
Yes. Yeah, that's all I've got. Stay safe out there, guys. Don't drive drink, don't fry bacon naked. We love you, and we will see you, or I will see you, probably on Monday. Now, like I said yesterday, next week might be a little touch and go. We got a lot of fires in the iron. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, y'all be safe. Look forward to Monday. Oh, I almost pushed the button over here. That doesn't work anymore. I have to push this thing.